Good morning. Just waking up here. I've been awake, but this is my first cup of coffee. I've only had a few sips. Namaste. What are we doing today? What am I talking about? I don't know. Thought maybe I should just tell stories. True stories or made up stories. I'm not much of a storyteller, like retelling things that happened. Sometimes, not big on it though. Oh, what's wrong with me? Trying to not try. Let it go. Every day is different, but it feels the same, doesn't it? Usually we wake up in the same place, do the same kind of things, repeat the same patterns. But there's still that newness of the moment, that realization that each moment is passing and gone forever. which makes it which makes it okay, really. If it wasn't that way, what if each moment was not fleeting and passing and gone forever once it's passed? What if you could go back, or we're in some kind of time loop, or I think we'd go insane or just be terribly bored? One or the other. I'm going to open up my chat here. Mute that. So that must be the wife. Sure, she's going back to bed. The baby was up. The baby woke up. Actually, I was in the restroom and let her start crying. So I did my thing, went to change the diaper, and then I'm up for the day. All right, got that set up now. So, where was I? I get distracted easily. I realize that. I can completely shift from one thought to another. Forget the old moments. That's where I was. Moments. Each moment passes. It's gone forever. And if it wasn't this way, then it would be boring or it would drive us mad. Everything is as it should be. That may be hard to. That statement, a lot of times people will just reject. No, because there's so many things that we can point to that shouldn't be. But if everything was as it should be, again, it would be too boring or maddening. It wouldn't be real. We have to believe life is real. If it was too perfect, we wouldn't believe it's real. Bottom line. So we've created an imperfect world so that we can adequately fool ourselves into believing that it's real. And everything is as it should be. that true? There's nothing happen. There's nothing that can happen that is not supposed to happen. I don't know if it's true. I don't know. I do know, though, that abandoning ideas of should be, supposed to be, um, gives, will allow you to be at ease in the moment. If you're not at ease in the moment, then somewhere in your mind, you're telling yourself a story that things are not as they should be. You're telling yourself a story. I am this way, but I should be this way. My circumstance is like this, but it should be like this. And that's the root of all anxiety. I should go check on the wife. Really, that's the root of all anxiety. Is relationships that are not tended to. We have a good relationship. I'm just cautious. I believe in preventative maintenance. So I think she's about to go back to sleep. I know she's going to want to sleep. So I'm going to just go say good morning and sweet dreams, sleep some more. I'll be right back. I'm back. Thank. I got to. She wants water. She only drinks hot water. Like, yeah, pretty warm, like almost hot, like almost tea, but you could drink it a little fast if you want to. And I do. I try it sometimes too. It's it kind of makes sense because your body's warm. Your body's 98.6 degrees. So if you drink water that's kind of close to that same temperature, or even hot, I think the water's more like 110 degrees, maybe 105. I don't know. Supposed to be better for you. At least in the morning, better to drink hot water. So yeah, uh, what was I talking about? Moments passing. Then we went to um, AC just turned on. Wow. What's surprising because it's morning. It's a warm night. Finally getting some warm nights. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. The idea of should be, and this idea that we're things are not as they should be, and that we should be somewhere else, doing something else, being somebody else, living a life that you know that we've created in our mind. And I think it's okay to create that life in your mind. It's part of being human. We want things. We have desires. It's not necessarily, Buddhism is all about like desires and how really desires are the cause of suffering. It's because you have all these desires. That's why you suffer. You want these things and you don't have them. You can try to fill them, you get more, and then you just want more, and it's just a never-ending cycle. So their solution is, I don't know, is not necessarily every Buddhist solution. There's no dogma in Buddhism, but you know, a lot of people choose to just kind of abandon desire altogether. It's like, okay, simple as that. Well, I just won't desire anything. But I don't believe it is as simple as that, because again, I think you're just fooling yourself into thinking that you don't want anything, and that's not true either. Okay, I'll be right back. I gotta bring her water. Okay, back for a few minutes. It's a bug. So, where was I? I am here. That's it. I'm here. That's all you got to say. This is, I am, it is. So we drop the should be. I'm here, but I should be there. And change it to, see, that's the thing, is you can't just drop everything. You can't. You also have to acknowledge your desire, really what you want. You're like, I want to be there. So I'm here, but I'm experiencing the desire for this. So what I well, first, what I think is you ask yourself, what do I really want? You play it out. So you go ahead and you visualize it. You say, okay, I want that. Let me have it. And you can close your eyes and you can have it through your imagination, through visualization. And then you if you like that experience, then you say, oh wow, that was a pleasant experience. Thank you. Thank you to the universe, to God. Just gratitude is the important thing. If you don't like that experience, well, now you know. You don't have to waste your time pursuing some goal that will bring you an experience that you won't like. But if you do your due diligence and vet your own desires instead of um, chase them immediately or cry over the fact that you can't manifest them immediately or um, or simply try to ignore them, which I don't think is good either. You have to vet them. So you play that through. Say, all right, let me play this through. And you play it through fully, completely. Now, okay, they found a good one. A garden. Yeah, I want to grow a garden. That's something I want to do. I have the desire uh, to be in nature, to create beautiful gardens and produce food. And um, so what do I do? What do I do? Well, I see it in my mind, and I enjoy it. I can enjoy spending time there. And I say thank you for this opportunity. And I do have an opportunity. I could start, it's really how much you want something. Obviously, I don't want it enough to break my back to do it because my back's already aching from work and taking care of babies, which I want to do as well. But so I see my garden, I see myself there, and that's it. I'll forget about it. But also the key is when you see it, you experience it as if it were real. The more real the experience is, the more like, wow, I can really see it. You really feel it. The more real it will become. They call it manifesting, but I believe it's important to take the first step, like I said, and vet your desires and don't just try to start manifesting things like, oh, I want this, I want this. I think, okay, so start manifesting. I don't think it works that way. You can fool yourself only to a certain level. You can only fool yourself to the level that you want to be fooled. But you can't trick yourself. You can't do something that would be bad, that you know on a deep level would be bad for yourself, just to achieve some sort of, fleeting desire that you have. It has to be a true deep desire, something that you want with your whole body that you know will be good for you, because on the deepest level, we don't want things that are bad for us. We may think we do at times, but on the deepest level, we don't want things that will cause us pain and suffering. So why do we experience pain and suffering? That's the age old question. I say it's so we can believe believe that it's real. In a perfect world, we wouldn't believe it, we wouldn't buy it, and we wouldn't be happy. In order to experience happiness, there has to be the possibility of misery. You have to be teetering on the edge. If happiness is all you know, then it's not happiness anymore. If there's no possibility whatsoever of unhappiness. So the world is just as it should be. Your life is just as it should be. You are just as you should be. There's nothing to change, there's nothing to do. Just watch and enjoy the ride. And when a person, starts to adopt these, it's really, it's just, I believe it's a simple matter of the stories we tell ourselves. When you start telling yourself this different story, all of a sudden you're not worried anymore, you're not anxious anymore, um, you're not miserable anymore, you're not stressed. If you simply tell yourself a different story, not a single detail of your actual story, like the physical details, the setting may not change, the people, the faces, every detail may stay the same, but what's changed is you, the main character, now believing a different narrative. First, what narrative do you believe, and does it serve you? And I'm not certain of many things, but one thing I am certain is that the words that we use and the stories that we tell ourselves are just that, but they are extremely powerful. And we manifest and we create all the time from the stories that we're telling. Collectively, we've created this world from the narratives that we've told ourselves and each other. Instead of just observing what is, we've had to make up reasons why. We've had to make up stories behind the creations. Why can't the creation just be a creation? Why can't you experience it just for its beauty? Why does there have to be some sort of purpose, some sort of beginning and end? Why can't a flower just be a flower? So, I said flower. Going over there at my plant stand. Whenever I'm lost, that's why my eyes go to my plant stand over there. It's like my little forest. I love plants. I love greenery. I love nature. And I know I will be surrounded by green one day. Green and warmth, sunshine, sand, sea. Going to the Philippines. It's going to be fun, as it should be. Kidding. It's hard not to have expectations on a trip, if you we haven't bought tickets yet or anything, but I think I was naturally a very anxious person. Like I needed to know. So I was asking my dad, when are we going to get there? I ask a lot of questions. I ask questions in school. I aggravate the hell out of everybody. Questions I ask. I don't see why. I mean, we still got home at the same time. We didn't miss the bus because of my questions. Yet I was severely hated for them. I just wanted to know. I wanted to know. My son's like that too. He wants to know what's going to happen. How are things going to happen? How are events going to unfold? My dad would always tell me, "Just go with the flow. Go with the flow." Wu Wei. That's basically the Chinese philosophy of Wu Wei, going with the flow, going with the Tao. I've been reading the Tao Te Ching, which is 81 verses. Like I said, it should only take 20 minutes, but I still haven't finished. Am I lazy? Sometimes I feel lazy, but then I feel no, doing okay. It's no point in, if I don't want to, if I want to read something, read something. But there's that idea, I should read more. I should be more educated. And I probably will at some point in my life, have some time to read books. I don't know. No time for books now. No time. I choose to work and support my family. I'm not going to say I have to. I don't have to. I don't have to. I don't think I could live with myself if I didn't, though. And I'm right where I want to be. Right where I want to be. It's a hard thing to do, raising a family. It is work. It is work for mom and dad. And the kids too. I remember being a kid. It's like it's a s- it's a struggle, just finding your place. It's that awkwardness, that not being comfortable in your own skin, that finding your place of, who am I? What am I? Discovering who you are. It's a wonderful experience, but it can be terrifying. It can be terrible, depending on the situation. I had a good childhood, but it's hard work. I mean, from the moment, look, everything. Look, the baby. The baby's growing teeth. I mean, that's like, I feel bad for her. She's just like, You can tell she's working. Her body's working. She's pushing those teeth out, and she's dealing with the pain of that. So immediately in life, we are confronted with pain, with suffering, with work. And I say like pushing out teeth is work, but in a way it is. Child's play is like work too. kids, we just want to play. I do think that the world that we've created of this of work and money is a bit of a drag. It's a bit of a drag, but it's what we got, you know. If you look at history, I mean, we're at a pretty good place. If you look at human suffering and could take your own level of suffering and compare it to what others have experienced, on the farther end of the scale of bad, present day and throughout history, most of us, have a pretty cush, comfy lifestyle with relative freedom to do as we please, to pursue interests and hobbies. We're taxed and we're, given fees and fines and rules and regulations, but all in all, we are fairly free, fairly well off on some levels. I mean, I do believe that chemicals and pollution will eventually get to a point where it degrades the quality of life, where it would have, you're better off before civilization even existed. And I'm sure there were some tribes that were, relative paradise, even though that they lived, it's about the people, really. That's what makes your life enjoyable. Is it all the gadgets? No, it's the other people. And we've forgotten that. So we've worked hard, isolated ourselves in pursuit of gadgets and more sophisticated housing and transportation. And we sacrifice community, real connection with each other. Um, it's absurd. It's maddening. It's maddening, the world that we live in. Yet at the same time, it is our world. It's beautiful. If it was perfect, then we wouldn't believe it. That's why. But there doesn't have to be a why. There doesn't have to be a blame. There doesn't have to be a reason. You will make reasons up. We do that. We are humans. It's called our story. I think I'm going to go ahead and get a jump on this French toast. 6:20, 6:19. When I start 6:30, it's just a little rush. So maybe if I start 10 minutes early, I can go at a little slower pace. Oh, start the day. Feels more like Monday today. Usually Monday, I'm like in denial. Usually Monday, I'm ready. I'm ready to work Monday. Baby's been waking up at night. Not a lot, but she woke up once last night, and then at 5, I was already awake. Last night was like 2 or 3 times the night before. Well, I know this has been kind of a sleepy, slow stream with lots of pauses, but gotta be me, Doing the best that I can. So, for anyone watching this, have a lovely day. Have a lovely life. You're doing just fine. I'll be back. Peace out.